Live from the Rant Radio Network, you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And we are back here at the Real Estate Rant at the towers of the Rant Radio Network, what we usually call the Holy Grounds. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis, and usually have Mr. Alonso here with me, but he wasn't able to make it today, so I'm flying solo. Have you ever had a situation where you might be in your garage or, well, I don't know if that, thank you to our studio audience. Have you ever been in your garage or been walking around the house and you happen to see some residue and you're thinking, man, what is that? You know, there's something, it looks like broken up sandpaper or something, or little droplets things. You know, I've walked around my house a couple times and you know, noticed these things, and there's a company that comes out, and in-house today we have Ladybug Termite. There's many companies actually that come out, but Ladybug will be representing environmental and pest control, primarily termites, and we're happy to have them on the show. Mr. Diego Hernandez. Hi. Welcome, Diego. If you wouldn't mind, Diego, pull the mic up to you if you need to. There you go, just so we can hear you.
Okay.
All right, because I still can't hear you. And Miss Kim Praster works for Ladybug Termite as well. Now, it's my understanding that ladybugs are male bugs. You know, the ones with the little spots on them, right?
Yes. Don't get technical.
Is that true? I won't get technical about that. Okay. All right. So give us a call, 855-693-4897. Let's do the design deal. We always do that in the beginning of the show, first segment. If you happen to pick this particular design, we have a $25 gift card from Stevens Steakhouse located in the City of Commerce. Compliments of the owner, Mr. Joe, and their marketing person, Mr. Don, there at the steakhouse. I do appreciate your support. Also, we have a $200 professional teeth whitening treatment at Garden Dental. They're at 7218 Garfield Avenue in the City of Bell Gardens. And if you happen to call in and get this particular design, you can win one of those gift cards, or you can give us a call if you happen to have a question for Kim or Diego concerning environmental pest control or termites. Every week we do get some emails. You can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. And we don't get to the questions here on the show, but we do answer them in subsequent shows. And we did get a question here from Palos Verdes. So I guess we have some listeners in Palos Verdes. This is Mina, and this is what the email said. Alonso usually covers this, so excuse me for being slow this morning. I'm in the process of buying a house, and I do not trust the seller or listing agent. I would like to do my own research and find out if there are any liens on the property. Any idea as to how I might be able to do this? Thanks for your help. You know, the correct answer to that, Mina, is yeah, exactly. I got some swampland in Texas. You know, every property, anytime you buy a piece of property, there's a protection mechanism that we know as title insurance. Now, insurance is put there in previous shows. We've talked about types of insurance. It's there to make you whole. If you happen to have a loss, it's there to make you whole. So to have that title insurance means is that it should be free from encumbrances. Although I've learned recently that it doesn't cover other things like encroachments, easements, other things that that title I think should cover, unless you happen to mention it. So if you happen to mention that, well, exactly. So yes, Mina, the answer to your question would be to contact the title insurance company and ask for what we call a title prelim or a preliminary report. Now, the preliminary report will cover everything that is reported on a particular property. Most of that stuff is public record. A lot of times you do have to be under contract to get some of that information. So, you know, typically you would want that information when you're under contract, and that would be part of your inspection contingency. Okay, so I mean, if you have any other questions on that, you can give us a call, 855. You can give us a call, 855-693-4897. So, like I mentioned before, in-house today, we have Ladybug Termite, environmental and pest control, and we like to think of your company, Diego, as a termite company. Typically, I guess that's how we would refer to it, right? And we talked in depth actually yesterday about a lot of different things. Let's start off with yourself, Diego. How did you get interested in this type of work?
Well, back in the late 70s, I was looking for employment. I was going to school, and I got a job with this night company. It was a pest control company. We did night commercial services like restaurants and bars, whatever. And I liked it. It was really, really, really fun. I was outside. I was talking with people. I eventually started doing daytime termite and pest control, and I just loved being outside in the environment of just being the guy to talk to. They would ask me questions, and many times when I first started, I never had the answers, but I learned and studied the industry and began to love it.
Yeah, well, I've been in real estate. I've been in real estate now for about 25 years, and I'll be honest with you, I learned some things yesterday that I had no idea that went on in the termite company. And this is why I like to do these shows and invite some of the different industries that are behind us real estate agents in terms of, in this particular case, termite, right? Because I think that, the motto of the show is to ensure the public trust. So how do we do that? Well, we bring the professionals on to discuss the things that are going on in the background and the things that I think we should know as consumers about the services that we're hiring to do our transactions.
That was easy.
Yeah, we talked about, yeah, exactly. We talked a little bit before the show about how, when you buy a house, we just kind of rely on the powers that be and everything will be fine. There's certain protection mechanisms in place and what have you. But the fact is that there are a lot of other loopholes that go on, even in your industry, right? And so in terms of now, let's talk a little bit about now who and what regulates your industry.
Well, we're regulated by several different state entities, such as the Structural Pest Control Board, which is the governing body for all the laws and regulations. They pretty much make sure we follow a certain guideline. And then there's the Department of Pesticide Regulation, which oversees the pesticides making sure we have the proper material, proper labeling.
Oh, there's like the chemicals.
Exactly, the chemical part.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the Agricultural Commissioner. Every county has one: L.A., Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino. They basically they come in-house to our office and check over my training, make sure I'm doing proper training, proper labeling. The employees have been trained in the proper handling, application of the material. And I have to keep documents of medical records, such as their respirator fit test. And they must do certain things and make sure that they are able to wear a respirator, that the respirator works properly and it's safe for them to use.
Now, when you say respirator, that means one of your workers needs to wear an apparatus or something?
Yes, it's a respirator, just a little, you put it in your mouth, it covers your mouth and your nose, and it filters out the chemical.
Oh, I see.
So you don't have...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So you don't have, it protects you from actually inhaling the material. They don't want you to inhale it.
But they have to go for a test to make sure that it's working properly.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yes, they have to make sure it's a proper working equipment.
Okay, which brings me to the whole thing of what we talked about yesterday. There's different types of inspectors, and then there's also different jobs that go on in your industry.
Yeah.
I mean, Kim actually has a totally different job altogether, right, Kim?
Yes,
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's how we met, right? It was through Kim. We did a lot of networking together. But in terms of the different jobs, we talked about, I'll let you.
Well, licensing, there's several different levels of licensing. You just can't open up a company in your garage and say, hey, I'm in business. It's a lot more entailed than that. You have to start out by getting. You got to start out by getting what's called your applicator's license. The applicator license enables you to apply the material, mix and apply. That's it. You can't negotiate contracts. You can't identify. You can only work under, which is my license. I have an operator's work under my license, and I oversee them. And then there's the inspector's license, the branch.
Now you mentioned your license. That's like an all-encompassing type of thing.
Yeah, what that is, that enables me to run a business. Okay, it basically, I have employees that work under me, that work under my license. It's my responsibility to make sure they're doing things properly, they're properly trained, they got the proper equipment. I have to oversee it. I am it. If something goes wrong, it comes all back to me.
Got it.
So
okay.
I have to make sure they're well trained.
So you mentioned the inspector's license. So this is an individual that goes out and inspects the property and reports on it.
Exactly. There's two types. There's the branch 2, which is the pest control inspector. He's allowed to do like ants, roaches, spiders, fleas, ticks, whatever, rodents.
Oh, so we branched off now into a certain type
exactly
of pest. Okay.
Exactly. And then there's the branch 3, which is the termite license. That enables the inspector to go out and identify and recommend certain treatments, either be it fumigation, local treatment, or non-treatment.
And the termite's that nasty critter. It has its own little category.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it's funny. I went to Disneyland this weekend, and they have at the Bugs Life show. They have the whole segment about the termite, and it actually spits acid at you.
Oh,
but you know,
really?
it's water. You know, but in the show, it's like it's spitting acid at you.
Yeah.
And you know, they have a whole 30-second segment about that part. So it's kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So I
Kill you.
yeah, well, termites, you know, they can kill, I guess, so if you had enough of them. But so there are two different types of licenses that go on in your business. So it's heavily regulated. It sounds like there's.
Yeah, it's heavily regulated. We are overseen basically by several different agencies, regulatory agencies, and we must comply. You just can't, like I said, open up a company and say, I'm here. You have to be trained and licensed. And if you don't have the proper training, proper licenses, then the state will come and shut you down, or at least cite you.
Yeah, well, we spoke a little bit about that. Some of those companies that are out there talked about that stuff. We were coming up on a break. Don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Real Estate Rant.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, 2 things matter: heart and passion.
Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number 1 tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle.
We make it right. We make it fun. Superior tequila. There's only number 1. There's only number 1. There's only number 1.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. 3 quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home, at AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español. Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat.
What?
Welcome back to Real Estate Rant here at the Towers of the Rant Radio Network. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis. Give us a call, 855-693-4897, and you can be on the show or win a $25 gift card. Let's throw up number 2, Mr. Engineer, for the design deal. If you get this particular design, you can win a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse or a $200 teeth whitening to Gardens Dental. They're located in the city of Bell Gardens. Thank you for your support. And that is a true rendition there of there was no what's it called, Photoshop on that photo there, Arvin? Yeah, right. You can barely, the teeth are coming through like neon. Come on, who are you kidding? I did have the teeth whitening done. It is a little bit painful a day after.
What are you trying to say? That picture's of me.
Oh, is that your picture of a nice lipstick there, Arvin?
I have a side job.
Okay, right on. So I had it done a day of discomfort, but the day after, the teeth are really whiter. I mean, there's a lot of apparently it opens up the pores in the teeth. Well, anyway, in-house today, Ladybug Termite. Or actually, I should see that I was talking about earlier. We recognize your company as always being a termite company, but it's actually environmental, termite, and pest control.
Yes.
Because it's not just termite. Termite, I think, has the limelight, but really, there's so many other pests. I mean, what are some of the other pests that are out there?
Well, there's several. There's the more common one right now are ants.
Oh,
Because of the cool weather, they're coming in for to get away from the cooler weather, especially with the freeze we're going to have, the Southern California freeze. We're going to have tonight and the next week, I guess. And ants will come in, and this is the slow season. You don't get very many bugs. You get a lot of rodent work. Like right now, rats are going up in people's attics. Possums, raccoons are becoming a big play right now.
you guys take care of that stuff?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
we
it's
do.
not just bugs.
No, we do all facets of the industry. I've been around for many years, and I've done everything, and I specialize in everything. So
Got it.
there isn't anything that's out there I haven't done.
Have you ever seen that show? There's a guy that goes out and gets rodents and bugs.
That's
and
that one show. The guy's kind of crazy.
He's a nut.
Yeah, he's that guy from down south.
But is that what you do,
no,
Diego?
nothing like that. No, we're a lot of stuff you see him do is really kind of crazy because in California we're highly regulated.
Probably for the show.
Yeah,
right?
you got to wear goggles and mask, and he kind of is a kind of a cowboy out there.
So let's run through a normal day, Diego. What does a pest control person do? I mean, you wake up in the morning, you drink your coffee, you read your paper. Kim's laughing about that, right?
Yeah, we do all that.
Yeah. Let's go through the normal process of what you have to do now too.
Yeah, what I have to do basically in the morning, of course, I get a readout of everything I need to go to, all my termite inspections, and I'll go to the home and usually greet the customer if they're there, and I would basically inspect the house. I would carry various types of tools, such as a prober, to probe the wood, see if there's termites inside the wood.
So you're the guy that puts the holes in the.
I'm the guy.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I'm
See,
the
I was
guy that
wondering
makes
about
big
that.
hole. You don't get more work that way.
I always get my sellers telling me, "Hey, Alex, that guy just came over and just ruined my thing here." It's like, well, it needs to be replaced
Needs to be
anyway.
replaced,
Yeah,
it does.
that's why he did it.
We don't really intentionally do that. It just the termites live very just barely under the wood line. So when you push on it, it cracks, and that's how you tell there's termites.
I see.
And the pellets fall out, and that's a very valuable tool.
So they're not on the surface.
Very rarely are they on the surface. And then of course, that's your exterior inspection, and we have to diagram the property to get a proper diagram of all the termite problems, all the termite infestations, and you also need to check the attic, the sub area, do a walk through the house. If it's escrow, we'll generally do a stall shower test. We carry flashlights, chalk.
Now
you name it.
you mentioned the stall shower test. You're checking for leaks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What it is, we fill the stall shower maybe about 2 or 3 inches from the top, and let it set for 15 minutes, and then we go into the house to the stall shower area and see if there's seepage. If there is, then we make a recommendation to have them repair the stall shower.
Now, what does it have to do with bugs?
It has to do with dry rot. That's what it has to do with.
So you're not just reporting on pests, or there's also
several
the
things.
wood.
Yeah, you have to report on the quality of the wood. If it's dry rotted, it's one thing. If it's weathered, you have to report that as well. If there's earth to wood contact where wood is touching the earth, which is part of the house, that has to be severed. You have to make sure that the pier posts underneath are separated from the soil. Look for any adverse conditions that may lead to a termite infestation, possibly excess growth, plumbing leaks. There's a lot of variances that go into it. We have to follow a certain step that's required by the state.
No, I'm kind of reading into that a little bit, Diego. So I'm guessing the reason for that is because now you're trying to prevent future infestations, because dry rot, does it attract certain organisms? Or
no, dry rot attracts absolutely nothing. It just the wood is just deteriorated through the elements, the rain, the sun, and it just starts deteriorating the wood. And the only way to correct that is to replace the wood. That's the only way.
Well, I'm just trying to make the connection as to environmental and pest control. How does that go into it? And I'm assuming it's because that's just part of the industry. But, but I'm trying to make the connection there.
Well, they're trying to make the connection in regards
why,
to...
Why wouldn't you just call a contractor to come out and do that stuff?
You can, but most people don't know if that's dry rot or if it's drywood termites or subterranean termites.
Okay. So so it's a prevention thing.
It is a prevention thing.
Okay.
It's best to have it inspected properly first. Don't let the contractor come. He's not going to tell you it's termites. He's going to want to make sure he gets his job.
Well, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Yeah, they do know.
They do know. They just act stupid, right?
Yeah, more or less. But yeah, they basically go there and they'll want to get their job in, And it's best to have it inspected first, and then have your contractor come and do whatever. Have the termites or the dry rot identified, and that way you're a little bit of an expert. When he gets there, you're on top of things, and he'll feel you are. You'll have a report in your hand. You'll be showing him what the problems are. And it makes them a little bit more honest, about what he's finding and what needs to get done.
Okay, so you talked about reports,
right?
Okay, and this is something I learned yesterday. How are those reports dispersed?
Oh, they disperse after we make an inspection, a termite inspection on a house. We are required to send a copy, electronic copy, to the state of California, also to the homeowner, and we also keep a hard copy. The state will keep it on file if there is ever a board complaint on something that someone may have done. They'll literally go in and pull that report out and review it and look at it. And if they feel it's a violation, they got to go look at it. They'll send an inspector out to come in and inspect the job you did.
So even if a property doesn't close, they still got the report.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if there was a termite company that went out that's licensed, this information is going out to these regulatory agencies.
Every single report.
I had no idea.
Most people don't know. They think it's just between us and them, and I give you the report. But the state also has a copy of the report.
Nice. That's just it makes me feel better just hearing that, because a lot of us consumers, we get these kind of services, whether it be termite or NHD or even escrow companies, and we'd like to think that there are protection mechanisms out there, and that happens to be one of them.
Yes, it is.
And that's kind of nice. I that's again one of the reasons why we do the show, to ensure the public trust, and that's what we would try to do, to educate the general public in those kind of things. And that's something that geez, I've been in the business 25 years and I never knew that. I learned something every time I have a show. I learned something, especially about the topic of the show, right? So, Kim, you're kind of sitting there.
Well, I was just going to say something from an outsider, because I am not licensed.
Absolutely.
When I go out and let people know what we do, I like to tell them a termite inspection is like a physical for their house. Because to me, I try to explain people in a pictorial way that it's like.
So you're like the ladybug chiropractor.
Yeah. No, but to me,
there's a cavity search, yeah.
But to me, it's like a physical for your house, because basically we go in all the areas, but we do a free inspection, but we let you know the problems. So if there is a problem, you know what it is, where it is, and it's all written down on the report. And, some people are like, oh, I don't, they're almost like covering their ears saying, I don't want to know. I don't know what, maybe the termites are holding hands, and if they let their hands go, my house is going to fall down. But it's the thing is, when we let you know this is what you have, this is how much it's going to be, these are your options. And that's what I tell people. It can prepare you and let you know what what you have there.
Yeah, and this is why we go out and do the reports now. So those reports are now dispersed now to the homeowners, to the agent, and the seller and the buyer, and then now this regulatory agency that gets it. Now they're probably not looking at it; they're just filing it for future use, like you mentioned. Real quick, we got about 2 minutes left. I did want to just talk quickly about. Now there's a disconnect here, and this is something that it concerned me a little bit, I guess, but. Now, you go out and inspect the property. Now, so me as an agent, I say, okay, Mr. Ladybug Termite, can you please go out and do the work, right? Can you please go out? Can you please go out and do the work? So now, you're now doing what at that point?
Basically, we're taking care of all the problems that we found on the property. It could be dry rot. It could
but
be
it's not you, the
contact.
inspector, though.
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah. In other words, you're now. I ordered the work,
right?
So now you're hiring your crew.
Yeah, my crew. Yeah,
okay.
My crew goes out there and does the work. They have a copy of the report, and they read the report. They got the actual professional copy and the hard copy, which is my handwritten document, which I wouldn't recommend reading.
They got the type version. Right?
They got everything.
Yeah.
And so they basically do what I put on the report, and that's exactly what they do, and that's what the customer sees, and that's what we give them.
Got it. Okay. So, but now these are, and they actually carry a different license.
Yes.
Now to handle the chemicals, to make sure that the work's getting done properly. Now the type of work that's being done, though, tenting is always one of the biggest things that we always talk about. Oh, that was the house tent for termites. Let's talk about. Well, look, we're coming up on a break. I want to cover some of the different types of termites that there are, and then also how they're addressed, and then one of the other things that we talked about was the orange. I think it was the orange oil. Yeah. Which it was actually later on in the outline, but I thought that was interesting when we talked about it. So we are coming up on a break. Give us a call 855-693-4897 if you'd like to ask Ladybug Termite a question, or you happen to get the design deal for the day, or you can email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com and talk to us about bugs and termites. Yeah, exactly. The little pests that go around scratching in the night. So let's pay those bills.
And it's not Santa's reindeer.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Add some crazy flavor to your vape pen. You're looking for something new and exciting in liquid vapor? Go to Crazy Cloud's e-Juice. Find them at burstoflavor.com and try any of the new 12 flavors they have available. Blueberry, mint, raspberry, chocolate, gummy bear, hemp, watermelon, cola, orange, pina colada, coconut, or Red Bully. Call us today at 855-WE-BURST or visit us at burstoflavor.com and order yours today.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax-deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bank Mart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
What's up, guys? Sports Guru
And Bud Knocker.
from the Sportscast, Wednesdays, 12 to 2 Pacific on Rant Radio Network.
We got everything you need to know about sports. We got all the latest video highlights. We got you head of the week. We're talking sports, drinking beer, and having a good time.
If you missed the show, go to rantradionetwork.com and listen on demand. So check us out every Wednesday, 12 to 2 on Rant Radio Network.
Live from the Rant Radio Network, you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
And your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
no problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And welcome back here to the Real Estate Rant, bottom of the hour. Actually, this morning, today is December 4th. This morning, I was driving over to the station, and it was 52 degrees. Oh, it felt so good. Because, you know, I can't stand the heat. I really can't. The heat.
You're
I
in
don't
the
know-
wrong business. No.
Well, Kim, you're from Montana, right? I mean,
Yes, originally, yeah.
Are you used to the cold, or do you like the heat?
You get acclimated.
So, well, how long have you been in California now?
A long time.
Okay, well, she
Like
didn't want to
30
say, right?
like 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
you don't
but
look
I
a day
keep
over
my
32.
roots.
Come on.
I keep my roots.
Yeah, okay, there you go. But do you miss the cold? Because I was in Montana. It was like 30 degrees.
I don't miss the cold.
You don't miss the cold.
I went back a while back, and my son and I were at the airport, and we were walking through and sliding on the ice, and the wind was whistling, and I was like, ooh, I don't miss this.
You know, I had a cousin that lived in Montana, and I would walk out the door in the morning because we used to go shoot the – yeah, exactly. We used to shoot the geese coming over overhead, right over the – right outside his front porch. And my cousin would cook them, and we'd walk out. It'd be 30 degrees out. I couldn't feel my hands.
Yep.
It was cold. It was cold. But anyway, so 52 degrees. Who would think in Southern California, Mr. Pantalones is going kind of nuts today, Let's throw up the design deal there, Mr. Pantalones. Win a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse located in the City of Commerce. Compliments of Joe and Don. If you happen to get this particular design, you can win that gift card. Or you can win a $200 teeth whitening from Gardens Dental located in the City of Bell Gardens. We do appreciate your support. Give us a call, 855-693-4897. Or you can ask a question for Mr. Diego Hernandez or Miss Kim Praster here at Ladybug Environmental Termite and Pest Control. You can reach them at 800-423-3396. And they also have another 800 number, 855-452-3928. Experts in the pest control business and eliminating termites. You can also go to their website at www.ladybugsinc.net. That's ladybugs with an S, INC.net. So we were talking a little bit about ordering the work. And there was a little bit of a disconnect. I was a little surprised, Diego, I'll be honest with you. But, I mean, that's just the protocol of your business. And this was a question that I had yesterday. Does the same inspector that goes out to the property, does that same person go out when they're doing the work?
No, it's a completely different person. Yeah, he has to follow. That's the reason for my inspection and my report. And they get a work copy of it, and they just do what I asked them to do.
I see. So you have a certain level of trust with your crew.
Of course.
That they're going to do the right thing and they're going to get it done.
Well, they're all state licensed. Everybody in this industry must be licensed by the state of California in order to mix or apply the material and properly trained. And it's my license. If they don't properly do the work, I'm on the hook for it. So.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, Diego. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus because it's a concern of mine, and let me tell you why. There's been companies out there that I've worked with that, turns out they didn't do the work or they didn't do something they were supposed to do. There should be a level of quality control in that sense. So in my mind, and again, because I don't know the protocol of your industry, in my mind, I'm thinking, that particular inspector or business owner, whomever it is, I'm not saying your company, but any company should have some certain level of quality control. And But what I want to say to the general public and to the consumer that's dealing with this is not to rely on those individuals. They have the right and the opportunity to go out and check themselves. So you've already given them a report, and they shouldn't rely on the fact that you trust your crew and all that good stuff. They need to rely on themselves and go out and look at that report, as well as the real estate agents. Am I right about that?
You're right. One of the things that a smart consumer should do is to research the company. Nowadays, it's so easy.
Oh,
you could
let's go on Yelp, right?
You can go on Yelp, go on Google, whatever, and you'll see everything about that company.
Are you on Yelp?
I am on Yelp,
Okay.
and I have a great rating on Yelp. Go on Yelp, everybody. Go on Yelp.
Kim, you on Yelp too? You go on
Just
Yelp?
Diego.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
And,
I'm with Diego.
I'm actually
Okay.
proud of my Yelp. I'm a 4.5 company. Didn't make everybody happy, but I made most. But you do your homework. You don't trust everything on there because people generally like to put bad things out there when they're upset. But you look at a company that has anywhere from 10 to 20 or more reviews, and you review them, and that's really your best way of governing the company. That's a smart way of doing it. That way you got the proper, you know what's going on.
Yeah. We spoke a little bit about the dry rot thing. I noticed, kind of rationalizing what it is that you do. There was a disconnect there in terms of dry rot. Why would a termite company or environmental company be involved in that stuff? But there are certain things that you can't do.
Yeah, there is. There's certain things we can't do. Dry rot we can, of course. We can do most all repairs. If we find a problem with the fascia board, rafters, siding, we can do stuff like that. But we can't do like major repairs. We can't rebuild a kitchen unless you have a contractor's license, of course, and you're properly, licensed. Or if we find a plumbing leak, we're not plumbers.
Well, what if a cabinet has a bunch of termites in it? I mean,
A cabinet?
Yeah, like a kitchen cabinet.
We'll just treat it.
Even though it's got like busting off some pieces of it or whatever.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
we would recommend replacing the cabinet if it's serious damage.
Oh, so it becomes a part of the report
Exactly.
versus you actually doing something about
Yeah,
it.
if there's enough damage to a house, we'll recommend replace of that piece of wood because it's not replaceable. That's a very important part of the inspection to give you an honest observation of what's going on. And if you look at it and you're saying, hey, that main beam needs to be replaced, it's supporting the house, of course you make a recommendation to replace that beam, on the report, and then everything falls back on everybody else.
Now that kind of brings me a little bit to the report itself. I as a realtor, I fill out something called the wood destroying pest addendum.
Right.
And it's an agreement between buyer and seller typically the seller is going to do this work. There is the option for the buyer to sign off on some of that stuff. But there's two sections on that addendum. It's section 1 and section 2. And I've had a lot of conversation with different agents about that stuff because there's a misconception as to what that is. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Section 1 is basically existing termite problems. You have an existing drywood termite problem. You have an existing subterranean termite problem. Those are existing problems that need to be treated. Section 2 are things that aren't a termite problem, but it can lead to a termite problem, such as earth to wood contact, cellulose debris underneath the house. That's basically wood left underneath the house. We would sometimes make a recommendation to have that removed. So that's basically what the sections are.
So I'm trying to understand. Section 1 is something in the present.
Right.
Section 2 could be potentially in the future.
Exactly.
Is that okay? So that's a good way to explain it.
It is.
Okay.
That's probably the best way.
Okay. We talked a little bit about the different types of termites, and then there's actually different ways of treating those particular organisms. I had a tenant recently. She said, "Oh, I have some bugs in my kitchen, and they have wings." And I'm thinking, well, they must be ants. I didn't know that termites had wings.
Yeah, those are your termite swarmers. They swarm about once a year.
Have you seen that before, Kim?
Yeah, I had 'em.
Have you?
She had it in her house.
Oh, yeah, about your house.
Oh, yeah.
And she put her ladybug uniform on that.
She goes, ladybugs attack.
Yeah, those are your termite swarmers. Those things, they swarm once or twice a year. Usually the subterranean swarm during late winter, early spring after a rain. The drywood termites will swarm when it's extremely hot outside. They will swarm. So, it's usually one or the other. Those are the most two common termites we we come against. There's other species such as powder post beetles and wood borers and carpenter ants. But those are kind of rare, so we don't really run into that.
I always hear the term, those guys are dug in there like Alabama ticks.
They are.
But why can't I just get a spray, a can of Raid and just spray them? I mean,
well, you can. You can go to Home Depot and get chemical, but you can't get anything that we get. What's basically out there to the general public is known as.
You guys are like the pushers, huh?
We are. It's like it's the pyrethroids. Pyrethroids is a chemical that chases the insects around. It's meant for a flushing agent, and it's also meant for a contact kill. There's no residual. A lot of people will go over the counter, buy their own material, apply it, think they did a great job. A month later, they got termites somewhere else in the house. All they did was chase them around the house.
Oh, I see. So spraying them with Raid is just a surface.
That's all it is.
It's a surface cure because in reality they're inside.
Yeah,
inside the wood.
It's best to have a professional go out there and use professional material, treat it properly. That way, it's being done right.
I see. Okay, so swarmers is one type, or is that a particular species? Just kind of like you would see like a queen bee or something. They look different than the larvae than the worker bees. Is that what swarmers are, or is that just a totally different kind of termite altogether?
No, they're termites. They're regular old termites. They're just swarming, looking for a new home.
Oh.
When you see them swarming around your house, they're literally swarming around your house to make new homes all over your house.
Nice.
They've moved in.
They did. They moved in, and they're expanding.
They're nesting, aren't they?
They're nesting.
Yeah.
So it's wise to have that taken care of.
Okay. There are other types of termites.
Yes.
And they're treated differently.
Yes, they are.
What kind of termites are we looking at here?
Well, the drywood termites, which is a more common termite, usually requires a tenting, a fumigation. To put a tent over the house for 3 days, 2 nights, you have to leave, and we don't. A fumigation company will come and literally gas it. Okay. There's also you can treat that particular termite locally, which a lot of people do. It's a lot less expensive. We just treat the areas where the termites are noted on the report. The other common species is the subterranean. That's completely different. You cannot tent for subterranean. You have to literally find the tubes, destroy the tubes, trench and treat, and then
tubes.
The mud tube. There's mud tubes that come from the ground to the wood, and the termites live inside that tube, which goes inside the wood. It causes a great amount of damage. That's probably one of the termites people don't know until a wall starts to fall in or something.
There's a buckle or something.
Yeah, usually that's when I get a call where I got this my wall's given in and there's mud in it. What does that mean? And that's your subterraneans, and you have to chemically treat those, either pressure treat around the home, or trench or treat, or just whatever.
We are coming up on a break. Don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotectsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at Protec. Just reminding you that Protec Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
What's wrong?
I can't stop craving a cigarette. I just quit. Hey, what are you smoking on?
Oh, this? Best e-juice on the planet. Burst of flavor, of course.
What's that?
Only the best alternative to smoking with a great flavor. It has a burst of flavor in every puff.
Well, does it have nicotine?
It comes in different levels, including 0. They have 20 flavors and more coming. All the products are made in the U.S. Check them out at www.burstoflavor.com or call them at 855-WE-BURST.
Hey, let's burst together.
It's not just flavor, it's an experience. Cigarettes, you've met your match.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
in the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass-produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
Everyone, even Elvis loves Firehouse Chefs.
Catch FHC Radio every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. on the Rant Radio Network.
Live from the Rant Radio Network, you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. And welcome back to the Real Estate Rant here at the Rant Radio Network. You can give us a call, 855-693-4897. I'm your host, Mr. Alex Alanis. And joining me in studio today is Ladybug Termite, Mr. Diego Hernandez, and Miss Kim Praster. They are the bug experts today that we were talking about, or talking to. Give us a call. Win a $25 gift card to Steven's Steakhouse or a $200 teeth whitening to Gardens Dental. And let's throw up the design deal again, Mr. Pantalones, if you will. If you happen to guess this particular design, you can win that gift card. Just give us a call, 855-693-4897. Or if you happen to have a question for Diego or Kim that we can answer on your termite problems or other pests, if you have an alligator under your porch, give them a call. They can take care of that stuff, right? We were talking a little bit about the different types of termites at the break. Now, we are coming up on the last segment here, so just let me throw another quick plug. You can reach Ladybug Termite, 800-423-3396, or you can visit their website at www.ladybugs, with an S, inc.net. Okay? Before the break, we were talking a little bit about the different types of termites that there is out there. We like to focus on that because usually that's what lenders that we deal with here in real estate are concerned about, and they like to see that clearance. So we talked a little bit about swarmers, and you said something about those tubes, and I'll be honest with you, I've never even heard of that before. Have you heard about that, Kim?
Yeah, because I had those are the type I had.
Now, Kim, what do you do with the company?
I do all the promoting. I'm kind of the face of Ladybugs, so I'm the live marketing person out there. And
we didn't have the opportunity yesterday. Actually, on your website, you have a picture of the little bug that you drive around, and that here in Whittier, that's a very well-known piece of equipment that drives around here and does most of your exposure advertising. And if you visit their website, you can see it. Kim drives around this Volkswagen Bug that's painted like a ladybug,
with antennas with toilet floats.
Okay, so the antennas. Well, when you're looking at it from afar,
yes.
When you're looking from afar, you can't tell, but unless you get close, you notice that they're the toilet floats, right?
It's very unique.
Nice little invention. How do you get them to stick on there? Do you
Just
drill holes in
drill holes in
Oh, you drill holes in
Screw 'em in.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well, it made
Paint 'em
them. It made them
black.
stay right. They ain't going nowhere. Your office is actually right by my apartment, so. I actually pass by there often. I see you guys there all the time. I didn't realize that your office is right there on the side. But there's two of those vehicles.
Yeah.
I see. Are they both running?
Oh yeah, they're both running. She drives one particular one. She likes it the most, so she drives it. The other one we use for other advertising. We take it at other places, and so. But for the most part, it sits in the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't. Kim, do you even have another car? I don't even.
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, see, I never knew that. I always see her driving around in the Bug. That just happens to be the thing.
It's my undercover car.
Okay, so hopefully it is termite free, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we talked about swarmers. You talked about subterranean, which is these termites that live in the ground,
Right.
And then they come up to the wood.
Yes.
Through these tubes that you're talking about. What other type of termites should we be concerned about?
Well, those are your two subterranean drywoods are the two main termites you'll find. Occasionally, you'll run into carpenter ants. They're just regular ants, not regular ants, but they're ants that feed on wood, and they'll live in hollow voids, like in wall voids. They'll live in hollow doors.
Now you're saying carpenter ants.
Carpenter ants.
Ants. Okay,
Yeah, ants.
so they're also wood destroying pest
Yes, they are.
organisms.
Yes,
okay.
they are.
And they were the carpenter belts.
Yes, they do. They have saws, everything.
Oh, okay,
The
yeah.
bevel, the boots. When you see those guys around, you call us immediately.
I'm picturing that cartoon, food around the corner, food around the corner, right? That was a flea, right?
Yeah, remember that one? Yeah.
But yeah, that was. I cracked up when I heard that in Spanish. That was just crazy funny.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, comida a la vuelta, right? So anyway, so these are different types of organisms that you're looking for now. Now, I can't say I've ever seen a termite inspector go out with like a magnifying glass or anything, but you're primarily finding this stuff through your probe that you were talking about. But is there another way to know that you got termites?
Well, visual. Many times they'll have a kick-out hole to where you'll see the pile of the frass, the termite droppings sitting on the floor itself. That's a common way as well.
We could say it's termite poop.
It is. It is.
Is that what it is?
Yes, it's actually just.
Well, see, because I've seen that stuff before, and I've always wondered what is that. I've always wondered what that is.
It's not the poop you're thinking about. It's more sanitary. You could probably eat it with no problem.
It's like wood chips.
It is.
Termite wood chips.
Will it burn? Will it burn? I mean, if I put a match to it,
I'm pretty sure it will. I never burnt one before, but I'm sure it will. I've never.
It's a good way to start a fire.
It is.
We're getting into some different territory here.
The other
okay.
way, the other way is the mud tube. You see when you're inspecting for a subterranean, you see the mud tube literally coming up from the middle of the ground onto the wood as you're underneath the house or up against the wall, and those are some of the ways of visually seeing termites.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about how we hire you to come out. You come out, you inspect the property. You hire, or you have a crew of guys that come out, chemically treat it. They're licensed to do so. They potentially tent the house or chemically treat it, just depending on what types of organisms there is there. You also have a crew that comes out and fixes the dry rot on the home for different reasons. So now, me as an agent, I've hired you guys to come out and do that work. So what happens after that? What happens after you guys do the work?
Well, we issue you what's called a clearance, a completion, showing that the work has been completed. After we do the work, and if there's repairs to be done, I have to go back and re-inspect the property to clear it, and make sure that the work that I prescribed on the report was done properly.
And then typically you guys like tag the property or something. You guys put up some kind of
After every inspection, we're required to put a tag either in the attic, sub area, garage, showing that we were there, the date we were there, and the company's name, phone number, and license number. So that way, if anybody ever investigates you, they'll know who did the work. Inspectors will look for that tag.
I see. Yes. I've actually had home inspectors tell me, "Oh yeah, this property was last visited by a termite company on this date or whatever."
Yep.
So these are ways that now the consumer can go out and check. Because we get emails like that all the time. I say, "Hey, how can I check the last time the termite company came out here?" And there's a tag on the property.
Yeah.
Right.
It's usually in the attic.
I see. How long does the work that when you guys go out and do this work now? Is there some kind of warranty or guarantee or some kind of I don't know, what would you call it?
Yeah, there is. There's a guarantee on your tenting, on your fumigation. You have a 2-year guarantee, regardless.
Now, is that every termite company?
That's every termite company.
Oh, okay.
That is actually regulated.
So
okay?
so you give your seal of approval. I'm getting a 2-year warranty, if you will.
Yeah.
On the work.
That's only on tenting. Okay.
Oh, only on tenting.
Only on tenting. On your local treatments, you can do whatever guarantee you want to do on that. Most companies do 1 year. I do 1 year. But most companies give you a 1 year guarantee. And if you're dealing with the company, you want to make sure that they're giving you at least that 1 year guarantee. A lot of companies won't tell you about the 2 year guarantee on the tenting. They'll keep that hush.
I see.
But it's in your paperwork somewhere if you look.
So what does that mean, though? Let's say you go out to Kim's house, right? Kim's, you got swarmers, okay? So you go out and treat the property that you guys offer the 1 year guarantee. What does that mean? Hey, I happen to notice after 4 months that I've got more.
Yeah, we would come back and either retreat it locally or re-tent it at no cost to you. That is
Kim. So you got it on the air now, okay? He wants to come over your house.
I don't live there anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I'm free and
clear.
clear.
Well, that brings a question. So you lived in an apartment. So now a new tenant lives there. Does that guarantee still exist?
Yeah, the termites. It's for the home itself, the property, and so the guarantee still stays. It's the property that's guaranteed. The state will ask for the address of the property, not the name. We don't care about the name. They just care about the address.
Just the property. It just has to do with the property. So if a tenant comes in and happens to see the same thing and they notice the tag on the wall or in the attic that the termite company was out there, they can call them back out to come out and take care of that.
But most people
that's
won't.
interesting. That's interesting.
Most people won't. They just don't know.
Yeah, well, and again, the reason why we want to talk about it, I want to know these things. I didn't know any of this stuff. Did you know that, Kim? Did you?
I
know?
did because I work for the
okay.
company.
So Kim's becoming the expert
no,
here.
I've been learning. I call him the guru.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, Diego's the guru. Why not?
Because he's been in the business for so long.
Perfect.
He gets that word.
Real quick, you were a little bit passionate yesterday when we talked about something in the industry that it's a misconception. And we have about 2 minutes, so
one of the biggest misconceptions we have out there is that you can use orange oil instead of tenting a house. It works just as well. That is furthest from the truth. Tenting is still the #1 way of killing off drywood termites. It always will be. Orange oil is nothing more than a chemical. It's a chemical that smells like oranges. If you're smelling the orange oil, you're smelling the pesticide, which is not a good thing. People are walking around saying, "Oh, you get to smell oranges all day." Yeah, you're smelling oranges all day, but you're smelling the chemical itself.
Well, it's an artificial smell.
It is, but you're still smelling it. There's a certain percentage of whatever the numbers are.
And here I thought I could just squeeze orange juice on a termite and it would go away, right?
No, but there's some technical reasons why people use the orange oil. It does work. It works as well as any other pesticide we use. It's actually a very good pesticide.
Now your company can also do orange oil.
Of course we can. But we don't mislead you and letting you know that it's only for it works for drywood termites completely. It doesn't. It's just a local treatment.
I see. We are coming up at the end of the show. I do thank you again for joining us and sharing what your company does and how you do it. I love to learn all this stuff, and I like to bring this on the air to hoping that those who listen can also learn something. And again, the purpose of the show is to ensure the public trust. And I just do want to mention that coming up next is Sportscast. I really do love their show. They've had some really great predictions, especially for the NFL. And also during the rest of the day, we have Indy 104 music here at the Rant Radio Network. Thanks for joining us. Please join us again next Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Alex.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Rant Radio. Make sure to join us every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on the Rant Radio Network, where we talk about solutions to your real estate problems. The views and opinions expressed by the host or any guest on this show are encouraged to be followed up by a professional tax advisor or attorney, as we are not qualified or authorized to give advice in two areas: legal matters and tax matters.